unbelievable. This what you see that score? You see that score? This is what we've been waiting for. We're about to go to the conference finals. We're about to go to the conference finals.
There he is. There he is.
Brand Parliament, New York, New York.
Knicks. Let's go.
I wanna wake up in a city that doesn't sleep. See this? And I'm not kidding.
Let's go, you.
Ain't number one. See little town blue.
Garden. Fellas, the Celtics, proud champion, battle-tested veterans. You would expect more from that team in a potential elimination game. Stephen A., start with you. What did you see out of the Celtics tonight?
I saw a team that quit. I saw a team that got beat down in the first half. They knew that it was a deficit that they were not going to recover from. And in the second half, it was just, it was just all about running out the clock. Jaylen Brown tried to get others involved, knew no one else had anything to give, and as a result, he was limited in what he gave. You can debate whether or not that's an excuse, but that's what it came down to. Derek White had 34 points on 7 3-pointers in Game 5. He scored 8 points tonight. Drew Holiday is a 2-time champion, okay, in Milwaukee and Boston. He had 4 points tonight. Peyton Pritchard, the 6th man of the year, gave you absolutely nothing. And Luke Cornett might as well have done so as well because he only had 5 rebounds after having 7 blocks, okay? So it's one of those situations where the New York Knicks, the Garden fans and everything else just overwhelmed them, and they had nothing to fend off the momentum that the Knicks and their fans brought into Madison Square Garden tonight.
Perk, you want to jump in there?
Absolutely, I do. This was all about the New York Knicks, and this was the most complete win of their postseason for us, them playing both ends of the floor. All season long, all postseason long, everybody kept wondering and saying, this is not a Tom Thibodeau-led team. Tonight it was, and it started with their defensive impact. I thought they got into the Celtics. They contested every shot. They closed out with a purpose. They rebounded at a high level. They got every 50-50 ball. Deuce McBride with a chase down block. OG Anunoby had 2 blocks, I believe it was, in the first quarter. Mitchell Robinson, Karl Anthony Towns defensively was spectacular. And what I saw a Tom Thibodeau challenge his team after they got smoked in Game 5, and that team responded in great fashion. We haven't seen this version of the Knicks all postseason long. Not a Knicks that competed the way that they did tonight defensively. They did a hell of a job. Offensively, they shared the damn ball, and they set the tone by getting a big fella, Karl Anthony Towns, involved early. Because the one thing we know is egos with certain players that you have to feed their ego to get them going. And I thought the Knicks made it an emphasis that we're going to go out here, we're going to get Cat involved early in the offense because he's the emotional guy, and we're going to let his energy feed off the crowd in Madison Square Garden.
We did not see anything like this all series from the Knicks. Even in their 3 previous wins in this series, they were down by double digits in all 3 of those games. Tonight, they were just incredible from start to finish. Mm-hmm. They blow out the champs. And now the Knicks move on to play the Pacers. Stephen A., we were talking about this a little bit earlier. Game 1, Wednesday, Knicks with home court in this series. How do these 2 teams match up?
I think it's got 7 games written all over it. The Indiana Pacers.
On the line, what do you think?
For the series, it is. We already know Big Body Brunson is a bona fide superstar already. But it's levels to this, Shay. And when I talk about levels, I'm talking about the history, the organization of the New York Knicks. Jalen Brunson is already knocking at the door of being a top 5 greatest Knick ever, right? But when you look at the list, you have Walt Frazier, you have Willis Reed, you have Bernard King, you have Patrick Ewing. You know what the debate is right now? Is Jalen Brunson a better Knick in the history, better than Carmelo Anthony? Jalen Brunson closed this series out. He's the top 5 greatest Knick of all time. And that's what's at stake for him when it comes down to the superstar status. No one is ever going to question big body Brunson and what he could do to the table, bring to the table. Hell, he's been the best player in this postseason, right? In my opinion, best closer. But he closed this series out. He's definitely top 5 all time when it comes to players that have put on a Knick uniform.
When do you think he's a superstar right now?
Absolutely. And the only way that the Knicks are ahead in this series is because of him. Now, there's a bunch of guys who have contributed, but what he did in Game 1 and Game 2 when the Celtics were at full power, ahead by 20 in those 2 games, and he put them in a chokehold that took them down. I mean, I guess it depends, Perk. Like, if I don't even think this is going to pop. Like, if Brunson goes 1 of 15 tonight or something, you know he's not. He doesn't have games like that. He sure doesn't have 2 bad games in a row. He didn't have a great game the other day. Brunson's status as a superstar is cemented. Perk is right, though. You want to go down as one of the greatest Knicks ever, you pull this, beating the defending champs, beating the number 1 seed, putting your team in position to have home court in the conference finals. I thought the Knicks had the hardest draw in the entire playoffs this year. Sitting without home court, having to play the Celtics, then possibly the Cavs, then possibly the Thunder.
The Pistons and then the Celtics, yeah. Right.
Pistons, but I mean Pistons with a 6th seed with no experience. If they get to this conference finals, I agree, Perk, but I don't think his superstar status is on the line tonight.
It's not on the line tonight, but it does elevate him if he performs tonight. Now we got to wonder who comes off that list. Does Bernard King come off that list? Who comes off that list? Interesting question, because somebody got to come off.
Carmelo won 1 series.
Yeah, well, then Carmelo got to come off the list.
No offense.
You know what I'm saying?
No offense.
We know how great Carmelo was as a player, as an offensive player, no doubt about that, but results are results. And when you consider how from a talent perspective, there's plenty of people that you look at on its face and put ahead of Brunson. You know, I'm looking at Stephon Marbury. We keep forgetting a guy like Stephon Marbury averaged 20 and 8 in his career. I mean, the brother's talent as a guard in the NBA was spectacular. But when you look at results, whether it's Amari Stoudemire, it's Steph, it's Carmelo, it's Sprewell.
Sprewell, for sure.
Hey, Sprewell and them. You remember, Sprewell got you to the finals now. You understand? Larry Johnson got you to the finals now. I saw them both at the guard. It was great seeing them. Got you to the finals now. So we got Ewing, Starks, Sprewell, Larry Johnson. These brothers went to a finals. But if Jalen Brunson, the way that he has looked, you know, in his 3 years that he's been with the New York Knicks, you know, he's the leading scorer in the postseason, averaging 30. 30. That's Jalen Brunson. Yo.
S.A., Wendy, check this out. He has 6 30 and 10 games in the playoffs. That's twice as much as any other Knick player.
A Pink Panther who joins us now from Madison Square Garden alongside Richard Jefferson, who will be on the call for tonight's massive Game 6. Stephen A., I'm going to start with you. The stage is set. It's here. How can the Knicks finally take that next step?
Well, first of all, how about not letting Luke Cornett look like the second coming of Bill Walton? We don't need that. We don't need 5 blocks in the third quarter, 7 blocks overall coming from a reserve. How about remembering the fact that Derek White actually can hit 3-point shots? The brother made 7, but it wasn't the first time he's done that. The brother can play, okay? Pritchett, he's the 6th man of the year. Why? Because he's been effective shooting 3-pointers off the bench. You forgot about that, Game 5? Yes, they did. They gave up 5 to him. You got to find that man. You got to find Derek White. You got to make sure Luke Cornett doesn't look like some all-world center. Jaylen Brown going to give you what he's going to give you. You know that's coming. But the rest of the supplementary parts around the Boston Celtics, the New York Knicks have got to find a way to contain defensively, at least to some degree. And oh, by the way, Karl Anthony Towns hitting shots, Mikal Bridges hitting shots, OG Anunoby not going 1 for 12. That would help, Richard.
I agree. I agree. Wait, is Malika going to tee me back up?
I think she is.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, Richard.
Go ahead, Malika.
Well, since Richard, we tried to get We tried to get Richard on a prep call to do this hit, but he didn't pick up the phone. So, Richard, if you could just name your top 10 Knicks and Celtics players all time, that would be great. I'm just kidding. Even with no Jason Tatum, Rich.
Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, okay.
Jalen Brunson.
With
Jalen
no
Brunson.
Jason Tatum, let's talk about the other side. It's hard to dismiss the heart of a champion. What, if anything, do you think that Boston found in their 25-point win in Game 5?
A little higher. No, what I think, honestly, is that the Celtics are in such a good spot from this standpoint. They have a leader in Mazzulla that's like, hey, no one cares. No one cares. We have enough in this locker room to compete, and that's what you want to see. If you compete, you have a chance. Stephen A, this guy right here, he just said the entire list of players that the Celtics have on their roster. They have the Sixth Man of the Year. They have the Finals MVP. They've got Derek White. They got a two-time champion in Drew Holiday. They have enough to compete. And I will say this, Jason Tatum, they saw yesterday. They were able to see him. They were able to spend some time. And Al Horford said, hey, you know what? It gave us some energy to know that our leader was in a much better place, that our leader was okay. They were able to have some normal conversations. They were able to crack some jokes. And they understand that sometimes you got to go do it for your leader.
By the way,
What's up?
aren't you younger than Al Horford?
No, I am 45 years old.
Yes.
Like, I'm 45 years old. The last time the Knicks were in this position, I was in college. I was coming off the Final Four. Your hairline was right here the last time the Knicks were here. So,
And Richard, where was your hairline
they're
when that
laughing really
happened?
hard. They're laughing really
Richard,
hard.
where did your hairline when that happened?
He just the hair.
I never had a hairline. I never had a hairline.
And he just
I never had a hairline, but they never had to edge me up like this.
and he just finished telling me, don't let go of the hair. Hold on to it. You got enough.
And that wasn't even the only. Before you guys came on here, I mean, the vibes in Madison Square Garden, they are absolutely immaculate right now.
High.
They're high, and you two set them with a little 1-2.
Oh, no.
Getting the boogie.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to let it fly.
Oh,
man.
gosh.
We having some good time.
Why
Look
is
at
the
that.
camera
Oh, yeah.
on?
Show the
I
hips.
don't- yeah, the camera-
Listen, show the hips.
Nó ở đâu? Ở Lóc Ké đấy. Tao ở trong cái con đấy. Có mua boogie không?
Có boogie này chị anh.
Cháu cầm người đó cái trở lại cái của mình. Hôm nay mình sẽ tiếp tục hướng dẫn các bạn làm vòng tay.
Đằng kia lợi cái mặt cậu này. Sao đi đâu nữa? Sợ lắm vẫn thấy
Đâu? Đây.
nếu mà đi lan tin thì cho tao mày nữa mà.
Chị Hương, chị Phương ơi. Đây. Được. Có được không? Được, em không. Hay là trong cặp em có cái. Hình như là không có. Không được. Quỳnh Hương. Nhưng mà ngày trước con này con Quỳnh này bóp vào.
Ô thằng nào xem dưới Đăng này?
Vậy quên mất.
Đăng dừng lại cho bé đi cậu.
Phong ấy nhạc to quá.
Vâng.